Hey everybody, welcome back. Monday Morning Briefing, episode number 135. It is Tuesday, January the 28th, 2025. This is only the second Monday briefing that we've had this year, just because we've been busy inside and outside the shop, as we'll visit about a little bit. But I wanted to open this Monday briefing real quick to let everybody know we did send out a newsletter yesterday. So everybody that's on the newsletter should have gotten that. If you hadn't seen that yet and you are on the newsletter, check your spam folder. Some of our newsletters go there. But we did send a newsletter out notifying them that our material packs were restocked on the website. We got a leather shipment in last week, and we got a bunch of stuff cut and got all the bins filled, and went ahead and updated the website yesterday and let the newsletter know first. That's why I always tell you to be sure you're signed up for the Leathercraft newsletter, and thank you to everybody that is on there currently. Really appreciate the support. But it's just a way of getting notified when we try to let them know about things that happen kind of early before we put it out there on social media. But anyway, they are restocked. The only ones that I have not restocked yet have been the belt material packs. Just haven't gotten to cut those yet. We've got to check to see how much 3-4 ounce leather that we have and stuff like that. But all the gunslings, guitar straps, knife sheaths, wristlet purse material packs, all of those things, all of that has been restocked, and we'll be having some more stuff on the cut bench page, hopefully here this week, because I've got some shap leather scraps and things like that, and some other chrome tins that we need to turn into something. And I don't know when I'll use it, so we may cut it up into something and see what you guys can do with it if it'll help you. But as far as what we've been working on, honestly, the last few weeks, couple weeks, whatever, of January have been kind of crazy. If you got the newsletter, we talked about it a little bit, but Claudia took over the 4-H leadership here in this town in our little local 4-H club last year, or for the current year. And so she's been really busy with that this time of year, because our Livestock Show is in January here in Moulton. And so she's, once we got through Christmas and New Year's and got back and visited her parents up north and got back in and stuff, it was kind of, a lot of extra time here and there in the evenings, or running here, running there, getting ready for the Livestock Show. I as well have gotten on the Livestock Show board here in town, so it was my first year being on that. So trying to lend a hand wherever I could, help these folks out any way that I could. And there's a lot of preparation that goes into putting a Livestock Show on. A lot of y'all have emailed me and talked about your experiences being part of leadership as far as either FFA or 4-H, and you know how many volunteer hours you got to put in to get these shows going. But we had our Livestock Show last weekend. It was really, really good. Not this past, but the weekend before. It was a really good show. Had a lot of kids. We had a lot of kids' projects that were really good, and it was just really neat. We had our show is there's a lot of the highest numbered animal in that show is usually pigs, and but then we also had broilers. We also have lambs, and then we had steers, and it was really good. Our steer category in the show seems to be growing a couple head a year, and so we actually had 9 validated this year and ended up with 5 at the show, just for various reasons. But that was a pretty good number for us. So it was a pretty good little steer show from Moulton, Texas, and we were really happy at how everything came out and what everybody's animals looked like. The folks that put in all the hard work, all those kids putting in hard work in their projects, whether it's a set of broilers or a lamb or a pig, anything like that. It's a lot of work that goes into these animals, and so we're real proud of them. But yeah, it was a good show. Got that done. Got it all, helped out where I could. I was just kind of like trying to lend a hand where I could, learning how they run the show and what they do. A lot of the gentlemen that are on this board been doing it for many years, so they've got everything kind of down the way they do it. And so it was kind of just following them around, seeing where they need help at, and that kind of deal. So it was a lot of fun. Had our buyer social that evening and did that, and it was a really good turnout and raised a lot of money for these kids for their projects for next year, or college scholarships for the seniors, or whatever they're doing. That kind of thing is a really good deal. Got that done, and then of course we had our little Snowmageddon thing. It really wasn't a Snowmageddon. It wasn't nothing like 2021 down here in Texas, but a lot of you folks kind of gave me a little heck because we had just a little dusting for a lot of you guys in Wyoming and Nebraska. I mean, we didn't have any kind of snow compared to what you guys get. But for Texas, it's not that often. Very, very, especially South Texas, it's very few and far between when we do get snow. So we played it safe. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. We didn't have just a ton, didn't have anything shut down really to speak of. We had school closures and things like that, snow days. These kids don't ever get a snow day, so anytime it does, we usually shut it down, let them enjoy that, and keep everybody off the roads, because the roads are treacherous enough in the summertime, much less whenever whenever we got a little ice on the road. So we stayed home that Tuesday and just kind of made sure nothing broke at the house and took care of that and did some stuff. And then we're back in the shop on Wednesday, and it was just kind of a closing out the Livestock Show, taking down some stuff. We had to help with that and doing that and just kind of getting back on track. So this week we've been on it. I worked both Saturday and Sunday in here trying to finish up some organizing. Ended up working on my saddle. I had to kind of camp out on this saddle because we've been kind of dragging it out a little bit just because of the beginning of the year, us being busy outside of the shop. But we got it wrapped up. The only thing I'm waiting on this saddle right now is conchos. They should be here tomorrow, and it'll be ready to leave out of the shop. So we've got one done. We've got another saddle over here. I don't know if you can see, we've got a tree right there. That's going to be our show saddle for this year for both Sheridan and Wichita Falls. So we'll see what comes out of that. I've got some ideas, but I don't have a finished concept, I guess. So we'll see what comes out of it, and we'll show a few little peeks of it between now and Sheridan, Wyoming in May. Speaking of shows, like I said, we are going to be getting ready for the Southwestern Leatherworkers Trade Show in Prescott, Arizona, and that's next month in February. And those dates will be the 21st through the 23rd. Now, the workshops will start that Tuesday, that week of the show, and so if you're going to be coming to the show, like we always recommend, come a day early if you can. Take a workshop, come a few days early and take a few workshops. There's a lot of good instructors at that show. It's going to be really fun. We are teaching classes there all week. Our classes are full currently, but I think they do keep a waiting list in case somebody can't make it for some reason or something like that. So if you're going to be at the show, be sure and get with Cheryl and Ralph, and they can walk you through that if there is a list for that. But there's a lot of good instructors at that show. We're excited because we haven't seen a lot of these folks since October. And we call them a show family, but it's just different vendors and instructors and stuff that we see at these events throughout the year, and we haven't seen any of them since October. That was our last show, and so we're excited to get back on the road and get to see everybody again, and to get to see you guys. If you're coming to the show, it's going to be a lot of fun. The show it's a really good show. It's kind of neat because we do get a few people out that way that we don't get a chance to meet at Waco or at Sheridan, just because they don't go to that show, or maybe it's too far of a drive or something like that. So we get to meet kind of last year was our first time at that show. So I got to meet some people that we know online and have met online and stuff customer wise that finally got shook their hand, and because that's the closest show for them. So that's the one they attend. So we really like that show. We like headed out that way. We like the drive. They're really pretty country out there, and so we're looking forward to that. But we'll be getting ready for that. We've got some new pattern packs that we're going to try to have debut at the show or right before the show. One of them that we're working on is a updated round purse. And so the round purse, we've already done this. We did this one many years ago, and an 8-inch round purse, very simple gusset system, wasn't very complicated. That is a digital pattern only that's available on our website. So, and there's a video for that on our YouTube channel if you want to go watch that one. It's an older video. But what we're going to do is I've already created the pattern pack for this one. It's already in production. And so now we're just finishing up the video and going to build a final one. Make sure we had to build one or two just to make sure our gusset system worked, because we are going to be doing a little bit of a different gusset system. As you can see here, got a few different pieces of leather here. Just going to be a little bit different. It's not super complicated. It's just one of those things. I just wanted to make one that was just a tick fancier than the way we did it in the original round purse, as well as making it a little bit bigger. So this one will be for a 10-inch. You could use this gusset system idea or concept on any round purse. You could even do this on a rope bag, but I just wanted to try something a little bit different, have a little different strap on it and stuff like that. But we're working on that. Got a couple other project video ideas that we're working on, getting kind of framed out so we can get those started. We've got a lot of pattern projects that we have planned for 2025. And it's just a matter of getting them all organized, getting them all started, and getting everything placed out. We've also got our second corner book. We did, if you remember the fall of last year, we did the first corner book number 1, I think I called it, as well as a belt book, pattern book number 1. And now I'm working on book number 2 for the corner sets. And as you can see on this one, and I've shared this picture of this will be the cover panel for the second book. This is going to be all feathers. So different types of corner sets using our feathers that we do, that we've done on a number of saddles and different projects and things like that. So that'll be the next corner book. book, and we've got a bunch of ideas for other ones. Like I said, we'll be having a bunch of those come out throughout the year, and but we're going to try to have this one done hopefully by Prescott, and we'll have it out there as well as on the website. Real quick on the show, usually when we leave for a show, if y'all follow us and are on our website, pretty frequently, you'll notice when we're at a show, I usually put a little banner at the top that says, hey, we're out of town. Nobody's going to be here to ship. You're more than welcome to place any orders you'd like, but they won't ship until we get back. One of the reasons that we brought in, like we've talked about in here, is that we've brought in a good friend of ours, Robin, that's been helping us a couple days a week. So she's here just to kind of help us with shipping, have another set of eyes on things, and she's learning the system, learning what's going on, and that kind of thing. And so that's been really, really helpful, especially during our Christmas season there with the Black Friday deal. But also what we wanted was I wanted somebody that could at least come in a couple times during that week when we are at a show and at least get orders shipped out so that we don't have so many piled up when we get home. A lot of times, a lot of you guys will just, I need it, but I'll order it when they're, right before they come back or something, since it's not going to go anywhere anyway. And that's absolutely fine too. But if you're needing something, I hate being gone and people maybe don't realize we're at a show or something, and they're really needing, a couple guitar straps or something like that for a project. And it's going to be a week before they even ship here, from here, because we're gone. So that's our plan this year. She's going to come in a couple days, maybe 2 or 3 days that week while we're out, and she will be doing orders and shipping things out. So it sounds great. It sounds easy when you're looking at it from a business perspective. Like, yeah, she'll be here. She can ship. The only problem with us being as small as we are and being a kind of a mom and pop is that we usually take all our inventory to a show. Not all of it, but we take a fair amount of what we have in inventory with us to a show, because a lot of you guys would rather just pick it up when you're at the show. And so in doing that, it doesn't leave a lot for her to ship. So what we're having to do is we're having to really take care of our inventory management here to where we have stuff here for her to ship, not knowing what y'all may need. So making sure she's got enough material packs of all the different types, and she's got that, as well as the patterns in the corner book. So it's not, I'm not going to say we're ordering double or cutting double or anything like that, but we're just trying to look at our analytics, if you will, look at those numbers, look at kind of where we're at, and see what potentially will she need. So there may be an occasion when you make an order that week and she may be missing one thing because maybe we were out or something like that, because she doesn't know how to cut yet. She doesn't do any of that. Maybe we didn't leave enough patterns of this certain pattern here. But in general, I think it's going to work out well. So just be patient with us on that. But we'll probably still put something on the website to let everybody know that we're at a show. But orders should ship, normally, and without any problems or anything like that. So I figured that'd be a little bit more beneficial for those who unfortunately aren't getting to go to the show but still need stuff. At least then we can kind of, in a way, be in two places at one time, because that's usually the hard part, is how are we going to do this while we're gone? So obviously. And yeah, we're getting excited about that. We are getting ready for Sheridan. So if you're interested in taking a class from me, I'll kind of let you know, I think that, I don't know Cheryl and Ralph's with the Leathercrafters Journal. I don't really know their whole system, but I've been doing it long enough now to kind of realize that they usually try to post the workshops for a show right before or during the show preceding it. So in other words, for example, the workshops for Sheridan, Wyoming this May of 2025 will probably come out right before the Prescott show or during the Prescott show. That's just me looking at it. Like I said, I don't fiddle with their stuff. That's their business. I'm just an instructor. But that's what I've noticed. And so because they're calling us, hey, what are you going to teach in Sheridan right now? And so just to let you know, I know our classes and a bunch of others do, they fill up really quickly at these shows. And so if you're, best thing is to get on the newsletter, because we usually send out a newsletter once those posts to give you all a heads up. If you're not on there, you missed the newsletter, whatever, just remember those Sheridan classes are going to post right around that February 15th to February 21st, I would imagine. It's usually during that show period time of the preceding show. And that way you've got plenty of time from this show to the next one. You got plenty of time for everybody to get signed up for the workshops, make hotel reservations, whatever. You may not know you're going to one of these shows till the last minute, but if you do know you're going, it's good to go ahead and get signed up for the workshops early so you don't miss one you want to take, because there's a lot of guys and gals that teach at these deals where their classes do fill up fairly quickly. And so if you're wanting in there, just keep your eye open right there around that Prescott show, because they'll probably post sometime during there about the Sheridan show. And the same way will be for Waco. Waco will probably post, I would imagine, sometime around Sheridan, or sometime in May. So kind of keep your eyes out for that. Bookmark the Leathercrafters Journal website, follow them on social media, all that kind of stuff, and they'll let you know when they're going to do all that and when those do open up. Having a lot of fun in the shop. I've got a new project that I'm working on. I've shared it with a few leathercraft friends of mine, and kind of talked about what the idea that I have. I'm not ready to share it on here just because I don't know. I'm really out of my element, kind of in uncharted waters for myself as far as the leathercraft skill set. But I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really cool. And I'm going to share me going through the struggles of trying to learn this and what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. But it's not, there's no timeline. It's for me. It's just for me personally to make. But I think it's going to be a fun little journey. And so as we get closer and I know for sure that it's going to work, then I'll start letting you know about it. But it's going to be pretty neat. I've shared it with a few of my friends and stuff. And it's just, I'm excited, but it's really out of my realm. It's just one of those things that it's almost like upholstery, it's not upholstery, but it's kind of like that. It's like, I've never tried any of that stuff other than covering a stool or anything like that. Leathercraft's funny because every little category or every little genre, if you will, of leathercraft has its own almost, skill set stuff. A lot of the skills don't cross over, but it's got its own style, its own history, its own etiquette on how things are done, this and that. Even in the saddle deal, if you're building cutting saddles or building roping saddles or building ranch saddles, you're building wades, there's all kinds of little nuances and things that go into that the physical part of actually building the project is pretty straightforward, usually, sewing, stitching, measuring, cutting, all of those things, but it's the whole design and scope of the project and what it's supposed to do and all those kind of things. So it's a lot of fun working on that. And then, like I said, just working on saddles. Like I said, I'm going to try to get as many saddles as I can finish this year on our list, get those out of here, and then start building some that we want to build that are just kind of, experimental kind of stock pieces that will be available. Update on the stair risers real quick. Those left, I think I said that in the last video, possibly. But anyway, they are gone. They are in the possession of the design company that is doing the renovations on this thing, and they will be installed. I would probably say the last thing they do, probably. They don't need to be scuffing those things up while they're doing carpentry work around them and things. But I would assume those will be installed here soon. I don't know when that thing's supposed to be done, but once it's done, they said they would send me pictures of them installed, and when they do, I will let y'all know. I will show them to you here, as well as on our social media. We'll sure share that because we were real proud of how well they turned out. They loved them. I got a lot of good feedback from them, so hoping they like them, hoping they fit. I know I did that one reel showing you how we had a little bit of a stretching issue on a couple of them, but I think they're all within tolerance and they're all good, so they shouldn't have much of an issue. But I'm excited to see them installed and see the work that this company did, because I did a little research on this design company and they do some really neat stuff. And so really proud to be associated with them. Seems like the place is going to be pretty neat, and I'll have to go check it out once it's all open and done. So, but that's really all I got for you today. I'm going to get out of here and get back to work, get to working on this project video and getting ready to go to Prescott, Arizona. If you're going to be out there, we look forward to seeing you. Please come by the booth, introduce yourself. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to visit with you. If you're coming to our classes, get ready. It's going to be fun. We're really excited about a week worth of just sitting around tooling, talking tooling theory and working on techniques and skills. Be sure to go to dgsaddlery.com, sign up for the Leathercraft newsletter, and we will see y'all in the next Monday morning briefing.